Tyson Fury had just fired his own father from his team, a move that toppled the boxing world. This wasn't just any fight, it was the aftermath of Tyson's stunning defeat to Alexander Usyk, a fight full of chaos and confusion in his corner. John Fury's headbutting incident and disruptive behavior had already set the stage for drama, but no one expected it to come to this. How did it all go so wrong, and what does this mean for the future of the Gypsy King? The Gypsy King himself supposedly gave his dad, John Fury, the boot from his team. Yeah, you heard that right. It's been all over the news. The reason? Apparently, John's been acting up a bit too much for Tyson's liking, especially during fight week for the big bout against Alexander Usyk. Now, if you've been following Tyson's career, you know this is huge because John's been a constant figure in his corner, always loud and proud. But this time, things took a turn for the worse. Tyson Fury went up against Alexander Usyk for the undisputed heavyweight title. It was a nail-biter, to say the least. Fury had the upper hand early on, but things started to slip away in the second half. Usyk, the Ukrainian powerhouse, stumbled Fury in the 8th round and changed the tide. By the end of the fight, Usyk was declared the winner, and Fury's undefeated streak was snapped. The judge's decision had everyone talking, with Fury claiming he thought he did enough to win. But hey, the judges saw it differently. John Fury's antics during fight week were off the charts. First off, he headbutted a member of Usyk's team. Yeah, no joke. That alone had the boxing world in shambles because seriously, who does that? It was embarrassing to say the least. During the fight, things didn't get any better. In the corner, John was yelling over Tyson's trainer, SugarHill Stewart. Imagine trying to focus on a fight with two voices shouting at you. Froch, the former champ, even said this might have been a big reason why Tyson lost. It's hard to take in instructions when you've got your dad yelling in one ear and your trainer in the other. Total chaos.
I believe Tyson should have been stopped then?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you happy with the scorecards tonight?
How can you be happy with the scorecards today? Impossible.
What did you score, Alex?
Michael Bisping, the UFC legend, also chimed in, calling the corner work absolute madness. He pointed out that in a high-stakes fight, you need calm and collected advice, not a shouting match. And let's be real, having John Fury scream over everyone probably didn't help Tyson stay focused. So after all this, Tyson decided enough was enough. He reportedly fired John from his team, which led to the now famous confrontation where John supposedly yelled at Tyson. The drama is real, and it's got everyone talking about what's next for the Fury family. So, after the big fight against Usyk and all the chaos that went down, Tyson Fury decided he had to make a tough call. He allegedly fired his dad, John Fury, from his team. Now, John's never been one to keep quiet, and this time was no different. He was absolutely livid. The scene was intense. Imagine a heavyweight boxing champ and his equally fierce dad going head-to-head, not in the ring, but in a heated argument.
This is overwhelming for me. I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody, man, woman and child. All the best. God bless you all.
According to reports, John stormed up to Tyson clearly enraged. The confrontation was loud and dramatic. John, known for his fiery temper, didn't hold back. He was shouting, gesturing wildly, and making sure everyone knew exactly how he felt about being kicked out of the team. This wasn't just a father-son argument. This was John feeling utterly betrayed and wanting to make Tyson understand the gravity of his decision. The exact words he used were filled with anger and disappointment, and it's no wonder they've been echoing around the boxing world ever since. Tyson, on the other hand, tried to stay calm. He explained his reasons for firing John, pointing out the unprofessional behavior during the fight week. But of course, John wasn't having any of it. He was hurt and furious, feeling that his son had turned his back on him when he was just trying to help. So, what triggered this explosive showdown? It all boiled down to John's behavior leading up to and during the fight with Usyk. His headbutting incident with Usyk's team members was a huge embarrassment. Then, during the fight, his constant yelling over SugarHill Stewart, Tyson's trainer, created chaos in the corner. This made it incredibly hard for Tyson to focus and follow through with his game plan. The interference might have been a key factor in Tyson's defeat. Froch and other boxing pundits were quick to point out that such distractions could have cost Tyson the fight. With opinions flying from all corners, Tyson had to make a decision for his career's sake. Firing John was his way of trying to regain control and bring some order back into his camp. The immediate aftermath of the confrontation was tense. The boxing community was buzzing with mixed reactions. Some supported Tyson's decision, seeing it as a necessary move to maintain professionalism. Others sympathized with John, understanding his passion and frustration. This confrontation also raised questions about the future dynamics within Tyson's camp. Would John accept his son's decision, or would this rift grow wider? Fans and analysts alike were left wondering how this family drama would unfold and what impact it would have on Tyson's upcoming fights, especially with the rematch against Usyk looming. First things first, did Tyson Fury really fire his dad? The rumors started swirling right after the Usyk fight. Sources close to the Fury camp hinted that Tyson had had enough of John's antics, especially after the headbutting incident and the chaos he caused in the corner during the fight. It seems like there's some truth to these claims. Tyson hasn't officially confirmed it in a big press release or anything, but several insiders have backed up the story. You've got boxing analysts like Froch weighing in, saying it makes sense for Tyson to cut ties with John if he wants to keep things professional. Plus, the fact that Tyson and John had that big confrontation where John allegedly yelled adds more weight to the idea that Tyson really did fire him. Now, let's look at it from Tyson's side. Why would he make such a drastic move? Tyson's been pretty clear about wanting to maintain a certain level of professionalism in his camp. The Usyk fight was a big deal, an undisputed heavyweight title on the line and all that. Tyson needed everything to go smoothly, but instead he had to deal with his dad's outbursts. The headbutting incident with Usyk's team members was a major embarrassment. It's the kind of thing that distracts from the fight itself and puts unnecessary stress on the fighter. Then, during the fight, having John yelling over his trainer, SugarHill steward, was the last straw. Tyson couldn't focus with all that noise and conflicting advice. He probably felt like he had no choice but to let John go if he wanted to get back on track and prepare properly for future fights, especially with the rematch against Usyk coming up. On the flip side, you've got John Fury's perspective. John's always been a passionate guy, and he's been there for Tyson through thick and thin. From his point of view, everything he did was out of love and a desire to see his son win. He probably sees his outbursts as part of his intense support, even if they came off as unprofessional. John's defense would likely focus on his track record with Tyson. After all, they've achieved a lot together. He might argue that his experience and emotional investment are assets, not liabilities. John's counter-argument could also include that in the heat of the moment, especially during such high-stakes fights, emotions run high and it's all part of the game. He might feel that being pushed out now, after all they've been through, is a bit unfair. The reactions from the boxing community are split. Some think Tyson did the right thing by prioritizing a calm, focused training environment. Others believe that John's passion is irreplaceable and that Tyson might miss that fire in future fights. Analysts like Michael Bisping have pointed out that a calm and collected corner is crucial in high-stakes matches. On the other hand, fans who followed the Fury family's journey understand John's fiery nature and see it as part of what makes Tyson great. So, where does this leave us? Tyson Fury's decision to fire his dad might be tough to swallow, but it's a move towards a more controlled and professional setup. John Fury's defense is rooted in love and passion, but the chaos he brought to the corner can't be ignored. So during the fight week and the actual bout against Usyk, John Fury's antics were, to put it mildly, over the top. The headbutting incident with a member of Usyk's team set the tone for the chaos that followed. This wasn't just some minor scuffle. It was a full-blown embarrassment that put Tyson in a tough spot mentally before the fight even started. During the fight itself, John's constant shouting over Tyson's trainer, SugarHill steward, created a confusing and stressful environment in the corner. Imagine being in the ring, trying to focus on your opponent, and hearing two different sets of instructions. It's no wonder Tyson couldn't keep his head in the game. The mixed signals likely threw him off, making it hard to stick to any kind of strategy. Froch, a former world champion and someone who knows a thing or two about high-stakes fights, didn't hold back on his thoughts. He pointed out that the chaos in Tyson's corner could have been the difference between winning and losing. Froch believes that having John's voice shouting over SugarHill's instructions was a major distraction. He said it's impossible to follow a game plan when you've got conflicting advice coming at you from all sides. So, what are your thoughts on all of this? Let us know in the comments below.